Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today I have a pretty strange video for you all. So, unbeknownst to me, and pretty much everybody watching this video I would assume, it looks like Treyarch has gone back to attempt to save Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now, if you're like me, then this news has probably surprised you, but apparently, this happened a while ago, and no mention was made of it really whatsoever. If you guys don't know, Black Ops 2, despite being one of the most beloved games in the COD franchise, it's been pretty much unplayable for the past couple of years. There have been so many mods and so many infections added to this game's multiplayer that you simply could not play it, or at least play it in the way that it was intended when it was first released back in 2012. Every single lobby had tons of mods and tons of infections, and everybody was getting their ranks reset left and right, even when they weren't playing the game. Like, I know for me personally, I was Prestige Master in Black Ops 2. I loved this game. I played it so much way back in the day, and then one day I signed in and I was back to rank 1. I hadn't even touched the game in like a year, but they were able to reset me, and that's because the security for Black Ops 2 was breached so badly that these modders could reset anybody's rank at any time just by knowing their gamer tag or their PlayStation ID. Doesn't matter if you played with them or not, doesn't matter if you signed in like 5 years, as long as they knew what your gamer tag was or your PlayStation ID was, they could do whatever they want with your ranks and your career class and things like that, which is why virtually every YouTuber and live streamer is now level 1 on Black Ops 2, but regardless, that was just the tip of the iceberg when it came to just how badly infected Black Ops 2 was. Well, apparently a couple of months ago, Treyarch secretly went in to try to fix this, and I think the reason why they decided to not make an announcement was because they don't want to challenge the modders and the hackers to further breach their game, but rather they just secretly went in and made it so theater mode no longer works on Black Ops 2. Apparently, a lot of these infections were stemming from modded theater mode files, and now that theater mode's gone, the game is actually a lot more playable. Theater mode itself is still in fact in the game, but it doesn't work. It doesn't record any of your recent games like it used to, and it does still have your previously edited films and your clips, but you can't access them. They won't load, so basically it's like they're not there whatsoever. Like I mentioned, this change was secretly made a couple of months ago. There's no announcement for it whatsoever, and in fact, the only thing I could find on this online were a couple of Reddit threads of people asking why theater mode has suddenly stopped working, and then there were a couple of replies from people saying that they removed theater mode in an effort to clean up the game. I will say that after going back to Black Ops 2, after my stream chat, in fact, made me aware of all these changes, I have not run into a single modded lobby, though it's gotta be said, Black Ops 2 is pretty dead, at least over on the Xbox 360. At the very most, I've seen maybe 500 total people online playing multiplayer, with roughly 60% of them playing Team Deathmatch, 20% of them playing Surge, and the other 20% being spread across free-for-all as well as the party modes like Gun Game. Game modes like Ground War and Domination are completely dead. They have 0 players playing, but I think that's because of the stigma that's been surrounding Black Ops 2 for so long. When the game first came out, it was amazing. People loved it, but then slowly as the years went by, it became more modded and more hacked and more infected, and eventually it basically just became unplayable, so people haven't really thought to even try to go back to this game. But after having gone back to it myself, the game is pretty clean. I have seen some reports from people saying that there are still some mods out there, but I personally haven't seen any, and I think it's worth going back to. If you guys still have like your PlayStation 3 and you still have your Black Ops 2 disc, it's worth booting the game up just for nostalgia's sake. And if you're on Xbox, remember that pretty much every one of the older Call of Duty titles is now backwards compatible, so if you still have your disc, you can play this game on your Xbox One, and if you don't have the disc, you can still purchase it from a store if need be, but I'm not sure it's worth purchasing as of right now, because again, the game is still pretty dead. I'm interested to see if it's really going to stay hack-free and mod-free. There's a chance that if everybody comes back to this game, that suddenly the modders and the infections and stuff like that would come back as well. But right now, it's a good time to go back, because while there isn't a lot of people playing, it's actually clean, and it's a lot of fun to go back to, man. Black Ops 2, for me personally, I know it's sacrilege, but it's my second favorite COD of all time. Black Ops 1 is slightly ahead for me personally, but I haven't played Black Ops 2 in years, and just going back over the course of these past couple of of days and, well, playing Team Deathmatch because that's the only playlist available, really. It is so much fun. I'm leveling up again. I'm using guns I completely forgot about. I'm going on these iconic maps like Raid once again, and it's really enjoyable. It's a lot of fun to go back to, so I definitely recommend you guys do that. But if you do, remember to uninstall all of the map packs that you have for the game. Like most of the older CODs, there are 4 map packs for Black Ops 2, and having them installed is going to limit the pool of players that you are able to be matched up against. I will say, I tried searching for games with all the DLC installed and none of the DLC installed, and I was able to find matches just fine, but it was a bit easier and there were more lobbies to pick from when I did not have any of the DLC installed. And I could probably rant about this for 10 minutes, but just really quickly here, guys, is it not asinine that these map packs are still being charged for? Right? You still have to purchase these map packs if you would like to play them, and it doesn't make any sense because Black Ops 2 is an 8-year-old game with a pretty dead player base, right? That might change, obviously, after this video goes live and after people start going back to play the game, but the game itself is pretty dead, yet they're still charging $60 total to have these 4 map packs, when in reality, it's against the player's best interest to have these DLCs installed, right? You're paying money to make it harder for you to find matches. It would make so much more sense if they were to simply go back and make it so all the old map packs for games like World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, it would make so much sense for them to make all the old DLCs just simply free so that they're no longer completely dividing and splitting up what tiny player bases are left on each one of those individual games. And it's not like they can be killing it with map pack sales for Black Ops 2, for crying out loud. Like, to use YouTube as an example, this is actually a pretty good comparison. While Black Ops 2 was a super popular game and sold really well and made them tons of money back in the day, it can't really be making them anything right now. Using YouTube once again as an example, I may have these old videos that blew up way back in the day and got millions upon millions of views, but over the course of the past year, they're barely making pennies because no one's watching those videos anymore. They're no longer showing up in search results or related videos. They basically stagnate now. They're not actually earning anything. I think the same is true for these old map packs. Who is really going out of their way right now to buy Black Ops 1 map packs or Modern Warfare 3 map packs? It really doesn't make any sense. If anything, they would make so much more money, in my opinion, if they were to make all the DLCs free for all the older games, because one, there would be a giant announcement saying, hey, all the old map packs for all the old games are now free, including zombies maps. That'd be a pretty big deal. People would go back to play those games once again. And also, people would be more tempted to either purchase or repurchase those old games if they don't have them anymore, knowing that they are going to have access to all the multiplayer maps and all the zombies maps. Again, I could talk about that subject for a while. That's something that's always kind of irked me about the older CODs, because it's really hard to play the older CODs because map packs and DLC completely split up the player base and make it really hard to find lobbies. And sometimes when you find lobbies, they're really laggy, like the one you're currently seeing in the gameplay. But going back to it, getting back on topic here, guys, Black Ops 2 has been secretly, quote-unquote, fixed by Treyarch by removing theater mode. It's not as modded or as infected as it once was. I personally haven't seen a single mod over the course of the past couple of days. So if you love Black Ops 2, if you're hyped about COD 2020 and you kind of just want to get back into the swing of things with a Treyarch-style game, then this would be a good time to go back. Black Ops 2 is one of the best Call of Duty games of all time, in my personal opinion. And every time I run a poll as well of like trying to gauge what everybody thinks about the older Call of Duty games and how they would personally rank them best to worst, Black Ops 2 is always number one. Every single time. People love this game, and so I figured I should make a video letting everybody know that the game is actually playable again. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There's today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, consider leaving it a like, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.